Hello everyone, welcome back to Bookish Blonde, or if you're new here, hello, I'm Jen. Thanks for being here today, and I am so excited. It is finally time to share with you guys my 2026 reading journal. I have it all set up, and I'm very excited about how it came out this year. Let's see, this is I think the 5th year I've been keeping a reading journal in an Archer and Olive journal. I just love the quality of their journals. I love the quality of the paper. This is what I chose for my 2026. It is so pretty. Look at the spine, even has like a bookish detail with the gold foiling. Beautiful. I had so much fun getting this put together. This is the first year I'm having like a theme throughout, which is going to be like a vintage theme, which you guys will see here in a second. Just, I felt like it went with a vibe. And I've never really had a theme throughout. So this is the first year of trying it out. So, I spent a lot of hours, a lot of, love and time went into this setup. It is one of my favorite things to do. I usually work on it over Christmas break. I work at a school, so I get a Christmas break. This year I literally finished this journal yesterday, the day before filming this, and but I'm very happy with about 95% of how it came out. So this video, I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to do like an overhead setup, and I'm just going to flip through my spreads. There is also one thing in here that I didn't talk about as a goal or for myself and a challenge for myself for 2026 in my videos that came out in the 12 Days of Christmas. I talked a little bit about my goals and the challenges I'm doing this year. So I kind of ironed out some of that. So there's 2 things I added that I hadn't talked about before. So I will also point those out. So I hope you enjoy, and I know you're probably, if you're used to my channel, you're here for reading content, not journal content, but thank you for your feedback when I flipped through my final flip through of 2025's reading journal. A lot of you were excited to see my 2026 reading journal. A couple of you, I have actually been inspired to start journaling for their reading because of me sharing that, and that makes my heart so happy because I love the joy of keeping a reading journal. I love what it does for my mental health, and it's just a hobby of mine, and so I'm glad that I have been able to inspire some of you guys to start keeping a reading journal. So I think that's it. Let's just get started and get into the setup. I'm so excited. Okay, I hope the volume sounds okay. I don't have the best filming setup at this angle, but I think we're centered. I think we can start. So again, this is my 2026 reading journal, B6, Archer and Olive. I'm not an affiliate or anything with them, but I will link their website in the description down below in case you're interested. I'm not sure if this exact journal is still available, but this is what I have. So let's just get started. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Okay, so this book belongs to. I covered up some of the lines. I got a new label maker from Amazon, which I'll try to link. I'm very happy with it as well. And so my full name is Jennifer, and this is just gold foiling. This was all part of the journal. I didn't do anything there. It's so pretty. Here's my title page. So 2026, Bookish Blonde. I love how this came out. This is just a scrapbook piece of paper I got from Hobby Lobby. In this little library card, I have a color swatch. So these are the colors I want to use in my journal. So this is just a reference for me as I move forward with. And then I haven't filled this out yet, but I'm trying to come up with like a clever rating system. I am going to do half stars this year in my journal. So I need to finish filling that out. To be continued on that one. So my little pocket there, which is so fun. These are also an Amazon find. Again, I'll try to link that down below if you're interested. The pack I got came in 5 different colors, which is awesome. This is like the grayish color. Then we get right into, these look really boring right now, but the end result I love. I will put a book cover of each of my books I read this year. I just put a little washi tape down below. As far as the book covers, I will also link that. I use a Canon Ivy, and I just download the images onto my phone, and I make a 4x4 grid, and so out of one piece of photo paper I get 4, and it fits in here pretty nicely. So I have room for 100 books, even though this makes 100, there's 20 on each page. I don't think I'll get that far. I normally don't. Again, my Goodreads goal is technically 80, but just in case I go over, I made it 100. This will be my key for each book I read, whatever the rating is. I will color in that, and this looks really pretty at the end of the day too, at the end of the year when this is all filled in. This was super easy, just a little tape, some boxes. It took a little time, but very simple. All right, this is going to be my genre tracker, so similar to what I had last year, just a little bit different, but I decided to go with 10 categories this year instead of 8, so I really wanted to break up my mystery, my thriller, and my horror, because to me those are 3 different books. I know there's a lot of overlap, but for me, I'm just going to color in the color of the genre I feel for me fit best. And I did fantasy and magical realism because to me those are 2 very different things. And last year I just did fantasy. So each time I read a book, I will color it in. I'll put the title of the book, and this page is very satisfying at the end. Again, these are stickers. I will try to link everything I can find down below. Some of the stuff I don't remember where I got it from because it's been in my scrapbooking collection forever, but whatever I can link, I will. Now we get into my monthly reading stats. So this is a stamp set. Again, I'll try to link it down below. Just the month, number of books, number of pages, physical, number of Kindle, number of audio, combination. So, tandem reading, that kind of thing. How many books a month did I read that I owned, and how many did I read that I borrowed? Did I DNF any? I decided not to put a 1 and 1.5 star on this page because if it's a 1-star book, I just DNF it. Like, I don't think it's very rare I give a 1-star rating. I didn't have any in 2025, so I just decided I'm just going to track it this way. And this is the average star rating. I like keeping this page. I get the stats from each month, put it here. I just think it's nice to see it all in one spot, and this helps me give you guys my wrap-ups at the end of the month too, which is nice. Now we're getting into just a little chart of all my 5-star reads. So anytime I put a 5-star read, I'm going to put it here. I have 35, which is doable. I think I had like 31 in 2025. So hopefully, with all the luck in the world, I will fill this up. And then this will be where I put the titles of my top 12 of 2026. So this won't be filled out for a very long time. But there you have that. Then this is just more tracking. So I'm going to track this year my best of the year, my worst of the year, best cover, and best audiobook. And then I will make a pie chart going over my genres, my rating scale, and then the format in which I read the book. So this looks really pretty at the end of the year. And this year I decided to give myself more space to journal a little bit about my memorable moments of the year. Now these are only moments that are bookish related, but I want to make sure I track those as we go throughout the year. So that's that. This is where any book I read that's part of a series, I want to track it that way just to kind of look how many books I read that are part of a series this year. And then again, this pack I'll link down below. This is one of the other colors. Anytime I read a book from the library, I like to put it on here. Just a cute, fun way to keep track of my library reads. And this is just a black Archer and Olive page with a white stamp. I have a library stamp set, which I don't think I'll be able to link that one. I cannot remember. I tried last year and I could not remember where I found that, but I'll try again. Then we get into my seasonal TBR. So same setup as I had last year, just did different colors a little bit, keeping that vintage theme. So we have winter, spring, a little Dutch door here to talk about summer and fall. So I know I need to fill this in. I know we already pulled the prompts earlier in an earlier video, so I will fill that out as well. Next page is all my anticipated releases. So I'm not going to put all the books that I'm excited about, but the ones I'm most excited about, because sometimes when I tell you guys I do videos of like upcoming releases, I try to tell you all of the releases that I can that are on my radar, but this page I want strictly to be the ones I am personally the most excited about. So we're talking 3 to 5 books a month. What are my top anticipated releases of each month? So I will track that here. For January, we have Skylark by Paula McLean, The Storm by Rachel Hawkins, Anatomy of an Alibi, a new Ashley Elston, which I'm really excited about, a new Simone St. James, A Box Full of Darkness, a new Alice Feeney, and a new John Mars. So we are heavy in the January, but those are all on hold at my library. We'll see. And then February, I have a couple, a new Kate Quinn, a new Taylor Adams, and a new Mary Kubica. Again, these are kind of auto-buy authors for me, so I'm very excited about those. Then here's just a cover page to go over my goals. So I'll go over these briefly, but I have 4 big books this year that intimidate me, not just their size, but for other reasons. But we have 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Still Life is by, I'm totally blanking, Sarah Winman. A Little Life is by Hannah, I'm going to get that one wrong as well, Yanagihara. I don't have them in front of me. And The Will of the Many is a book by, James Islington. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but those are the 4 books for that. I want to read more horror. I want to try to read 26 authors this year that are new to me, which I have on my shelves anyway, so might as well. I would really like my physical TBR to be down below 500. I don't know what my final number is, but we're at in the 550s right now. It's doable. I just have to be really cognizant of how many books I'm bringing in my home, which is why I have these on hold at my library, because I don't need to buy them automatically. I'd like to read them first, right? NetGalley percentage to go up, even if it's a little bit. Read a book from each 2024 book haul. So this year I want to make some videos revisiting my book hauls from 2 years ago, and any books that are unread, add one of those to my TBR per book haul. Not sure when those will be going out. I have 9, I believe, and so not sure when that'll start. And then for the challenges, you'll see more, but Go with the Flow, which is me and Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. My project TBR 26 and 26. Again, I will link these videos below if you haven't seen them already. Buzzword over at Books and Lala. On the cover, Books and Lala. This is the one that's new that I mentioned earlier in the intro of this. 12 Favorites by 12 Favorites. So there'll be a video coming out hopefully on Saturday for you guys going over what those books are. I'm still waiting. I have 10 out of the 12. I'm patiently waiting for a couple booktubers to put out their favorites of 2025. And if they don't, I'm going to have to move on to some others, but that's okay. And then I have 4 authors I want to read to zero: Taylor Jenkins Reid, Jennifer Hillier, Riley Sager, and Ellen Marie Wiseman. So you'll see more about that here in a second. So again, there's the titles and their author names. These are the 4 books that I want to read that intimidate me. That's goal number 1. Read more horror. So I'm just going to track any books that are horror genre, put them here. I love this little ghost. He's so cute. I just cut down these pages and I got a punch that makes tabs. So that's what those are. I wish I would have done that ahead of time and hid it underneath the decoration, but I did that last. So that's a mistake for next year. Here's where I'm going to track my 26 new to me authors. This is where I'm going to track my TBR, the number I have to figure out what I'm starting with. And then January, okay, how many did I add on? So how many did I haul? How many came off either from an unhaul or from reading them? And when I say off my physical TBR, doesn't mean I'm getting rid of the book. It just means I've already read it. So it's read TBR, or read shelf. And then the total each month. So the goal is to have this number smaller than this number at the end of 2026. Next, we have NetGalley. This is where anything from NetGalley, I'm starting the year off in January with 58%. I would love to see that go up. And then here is where I'm going to track the books I read from my book haul revisits. Those months that are in 2024 that I have hauls are listed right here. So how many from that haul was unread and which one am I going to read? So that's the tracking for the book haul revisit. This is my Go with the Flow. I just printed off this, which is in that video. There's a link, a Google link for you guys if you want to participate with Sarah and I. We have had so much fun. This is our 3rd year doing it together, our 2nd year sharing it with the bookish community. Should be a lot of fun, and each month prompt builds on the previous book, which you probably know if you've seen that video. And here I'm just going to write in the title of the book and maybe my rating of what I gave it. Next is my project TBR, 26 and 26. So I just literally did an alphabet stamp with a box, and I wrote in a short version of what those letters are, and then I'll put the title. This is going to be something that if it fits, it fits. And we'll see. Hopefully I can get all 26 in there. Okay, so this is the 12 Faves by 12 Faves, a little spoiler. I'm not going to show you the books, but so far I have all the BookTube besties right here. Lauren and Ben from Young and the Restless, Heather from Bookables, Kayla from Books and Lala, and Ashley from Ashley's Little Library. Again, a video should be coming out. I'm waiting to nail down these 3. But I'll give you a little peek. I'm putting one book behind. So Amanda, this was in her top 5s. Her top 10 of the year. And then Boom by Lisa Phipps. So that's what it'll look like in there. Next one is the buzzword. So every year when I do my buzzword in my journal, there's always some kind of bookish theme. So I had a really cute paper pack, and I felt like this was the most vintage out of that. Well, there's 2. So the month, what the prompt is, and then I'll put the book cover and the rating on there. I'm really happy with how this came out. I think it looks super cute. And then on the cover, same difference. This is another vintage B page I had. And so I think it was a Joann's paper pack I got a couple years ago, so I probably won't be able to link it. But yeah, so these are my on the cover challenges. Same thing. I'll put a book cover using my Canon Ivy printer. Here's my 4 read to 0. So these are the books I have left to read by these authors. This is a 2026 release. So is Heart of Glass. So these 2 aren't even out yet. But you know what? This is only 11 books. I don't know. Last year I wasn't successful with this, but I'm pretty motivated because these are authors that I consider some of my favorite. Contemporary-ish, right? Thriller, and then historical fiction. So I already own all 3 of these books. I own these 2. Actually, that's a lie. I own Middle of the Night. I don't have Survive the Night. Have The Butcher. I have these 3 by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So access to them. I hope I'm successful with that. And then here's where we'll start my monthly tracking. Again, this is just that cute little label maker I found on Amazon. Very simple, but just a title page. And then we get into January. So here's my January setup. So far, this is all I have because I haven't written anything in it yet. But just a vintage scrapbooky style. I went with blue because of January. I don't know, blue seems like the color. So each month we'll have more of a color theme. But I'm going to try to stick to the same vibe of, vintage cutouts and things like that. This is a little scrap right here behind from that first page you saw. Over here, there's just the piece that I didn't use. So again, I'll try to link everything I can. What my setup kind of looks like, it's in pencil right now, so you can't really see it, but here will be my books I picked for my buzzword, my on the cover, my go with the flow, my shuffle, my shelf, the 5 books I picked with those prompts, and maybe other notes. And then here's where I'll put my thoughts about the books. And then at the end of each month, there will be like a reading wrap-up page, which is I'm doing the same setup here as I did in 2025. I'll have my stats, my formats, my favorite and my least favorite, the genres I read, and then the book titles right here. So, and I'll continue on. I think my plan for this year is to, every time I have a month page set up, I'm going to post something on my Instagram, just so that you guys can kind of keep up with what I'm doing and maybe get some inspiration if you need it. And yeah. That's it. I'm going to do a flip through again kind of quickly without me talking. So if you wanted to see everything again and you want me to shut up, I get it. No, I'm just kidding. But thanks as always for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. If you are liking the content, please subscribe. It helps my channel. And I hope everyone's reading something amazing. See you in my next video. Bye.